Jesus, we want to give you praise. We want to give you honor for such a moment and for such a time that we are gathered as Ug-Kopites. We invite you to come and take charge, come and guide us in whatever we're going to discuss. I know it is for the good of this group. I pray that, Lord, you guide everyone, even those who are joining in, Lord. The Lord, whatever we shall do, it shall be to the glory of your holy name. In the name of Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
I'm Dennis Bazeneza, the General Secretary of Ug-Kop, and I'm a member of Team Handle. Let us members, you unmute, introduce yourself, and then you mute and give opportunity to another person. Members, please let us introduce ourselves.
I'm by the names of Damadias, the Assistant Events Coordinator and Captain Team Handle. Thank you.
Good evening, members. Lukwago Martin here, Mayor Ug-Kop. I'm a free agent. I'm available for signing by any club.
Name is Anne, manager Team Sarah. Happy to be here.
Former Team Club player.
Dora, I'm seeing David Kojadike. Hope, hello, how are you, Hope? I'm seeing Lineka. I'm seeing James Ntege. Dr. Alex has just left, but to introduce themselves first, and then we proceed.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Agre Akampumza is my name. Yeah, of course, one of the contestants. I belong to Team Club. Yeah, yeah, good to have a wonderful, looking forward to a wonderful discussion with you all. Good evening.
Thank you very much, Agre. Kawuchi.
Good evening, everyone. I'm sorry I'm attending this meeting while you've parked on the roadside. I was on my way coming from Rowero. I thought they would reconsider the appointment and they have the engagement tomorrow, but it's okay. I've parked aside. My name's Anthony Kauchi, and I'm a sports coach, a sports instructor, a football agent, and I'm a member of the Liverpool fraternity, Ug-Kop. Last season in the Ug-Kop League, I was a sponsor for both the league and one team. Yeah, so I'm happy to be here and to listen to your questions. Thank you.
Probably it's kind of a manifesto that they are putting before us, and I'm going to start with Mr. Agre. VCP Shamim, you have a hand up. Can you put across?
Thank you. Thank you, GS.
Thank you,
Good evening,
GS. Good
everyone on
evening,
the call.
everyone on the call.
Mine is just a request
Mine
to
is just a
everyone who is
request to
on the
everyone
call.
who is on the call.
Kindly mute
Kindly mute
your video
your
and
video and
audio because
audio because
Agree. Strictly 10 minutes, and I'm timing that. You've started at 28 minutes past 9. Please, you will be done, or you'll call time out at 38 past 9. So, Mr. Agre, the floor is yours. You can give the Kopites your manifesto or what you intend to for Ug-Kop League. Thank you very much. Please, members, let us note down where necessary, and I expect the contestants, you give us what you think makes you qualified to be the CEO of the Ug-Kop League, and then what you intend to do for us. So you'll give us your educational background and what makes you feel that you the right candidate for this position. So, Mr. Agri, the floor is yours. Thank you very much.
I think before we start, there's a lot of interruption. Mr. Ntege has shared his screen. Mr. Sevialo is off. But in case someone is not all that text.
Maybe Agri, a moment.
Yes, as I was kindly asking, Mr. Dennis, you're the admin of the call. Maybe you can mute microphones and screens, and maybe temporarily mute the chat screen. Mr. Kutesa's video is on, yeah, and so it makes the okay.
okay.
Sorry about that. Yes. Okay. Good evening once again, members. Okay. Now, around through mine, I shared this with Ug-Kop. So, my CV was also with Ug-Kop. I have in mind Mr. Anton who's parked on the roadside. So I think even 10 minutes will be too much for me. So I'll try to run through so Mr. Anthony can also present and probably get back on the road. Yeah. Once again, Agri is my name. My CV is a very long one, but I've been part of the Ug-Kop fraternity for I think since 1918 or thereabout. And I've been privileged to see particularly the league grow and become that dream league that we wanted. I want to congratulate every person who was part of the architects of this league. It's never easy to start. It's never easy to start. I've been part of very many leagues. The inaugural season is never as successful as we are, all problems withstanding. And so I want to congratulate you and congratulate in absentia our outgoing CEO, Mr. Elijah. He has done an incredible job, and of course his entire team. I see very many of them here, the Pamelas and the likes, and all those people who are passionate, the team captains of all the teams. You've really done it, champions, especially the captain who held the first Ug-Kop trophy. It's an amazing season. So what we have before us right now is an opportunity to push this to the next level. The CEO report that was shared across, if you attended the other AGM, and of course it's been shared across the different, much better. We move, for us who are Christians, we know we have a saying that we move from glory to glory, from one level to another level. And so and also, of course, the fact that I've also been a part of the league. I know a couple of things that have affected me as a stakeholder, as a player, and I'll be glad if things can can improve. Number one, of course, how do I run so fast in this? Okay, number one, I'll take. I'm concerned about the composition of the league. One of the things that Mr. Elijah noted out and recommended was the fact that the league has very many people, many unregistered people who would actually call Bachuba in simple terms. So I would recommend and I would ensure that people who are part of the league are strictly Ug-Kop members. Not necessarily Liverpool supporters, because I believe that this is not a Liverpool supporters league. It's a Ug-Kop members league or a Ug-Kop league. Yeah, so I would really try to emphasize that. I would of course encourage more teams to join and participate. I think we are such a big number that having just 8 teams, I believe for more than we have very many Liverpool legends, we could suggest a couple of more teams to add to not mention the name, Ogano Kumpa Akarulu, who has been a dangerous substitute on the bench. So yeah, if they had another team, probably they could have a chance to come and burn some sweat. Yeah, and then there's also an idea of changing the league structure. And I'll explain this later. What we're doing right now is what they call a double robin round, where you have a league structure, then teams play home and away. Yeah, I think to add a little bit of excitement, I would introduce playoffs. Yeah, I would introduce playoffs, because the challenge with the double robin is, for instance, you notice that some teams gave walkovers towards the end of the season, because if you notice that your team is, you're not going anywhere, there's that natural desire dies out. So if you had playoffs, you know that maybe the first teams would verse the last teams, and then we'd have a playoff. It would be exciting. We would have a final at the end of the day. It would be a very exciting final day. And so you see even how the Champions League has changed, because they notice, when things are done the traditional way, they tend to lose some little bit of excitement. So it would be something I would suggest. And then I have an idea of changing the leadership structure of the entire league. And this is how it would. This is okay. Before I even explain how it would flow, the main intention is, I believe in decentralized power. Many times we've had challenges in the league, and you don't know who to ask. Maybe balls are missing. You run to the CEO. You run to, you don't know who to talk to. You run into the VCP of the Ug-Kop. Then somewhere along the queues, you meet, you meet the CP, and you're asking them about the league. So I would have a more decentralized system, such that there is more inclusion, there is accountability, there is transparency. When something goes wrong, we know who is responsible for what. Yes, and so a structure would have a semblance of something like this. There would be a central executive committee that is led by, of course, the CEO. He has a deputy, or she has a deputy. There's a secretary. There is then now the other departments would have their heads. They would be head of finance. They would be head of the PR, marketing, and all that. There would be a head of legal, can dispute. Yes, and so below that, these departments would have their own committees. For instance, the technical committee will have its own committee. And then the disciplinary would have their own committee. They handle the disciplinary committees. I don't buy the idea of having one person in charge of finance, one person in charge of data. No, I'd prefer a committee, 3 people working together, would be the main decision-making body of the league. So that any idea, anything to implement, it should be what the management committee has voted for, has agreed on. Yes, really, okay, interesting. Kali. Yeah, so those two, okay, those 2 people would be representative enough for the for a database that has every essential detail about all stakeholders, players, fans, and everything. So we should have a database that has every detail about any person. So if someone comes and they are going to play, they should be registered in that database. We should be having and stuff like that. Yes, and yes, of course, I would encourage discipline. This has been a very subject of discussion throughout the whole of last league. One, of course, is to make sure only league members participate. Why? Because usually notice people who are indisciplined are people who come from who are not part of us. Sometimes for us when we're playing about against each other, there's that sanity that comes in your head that this is your friend. Yeah, so we'd of course be more stringent on executing those rules, then fines and stuff like that, yellow cards and everything. Yeah, and then of course we should encourage. There's an issue that came up when we we're having a discussion with ESCOM about health and safety. Yeah, and to make sure that people are safe and they're healthy. Of course, we would encourage, especially Sunday trainings, for people to keep fit, because some people get funny injuries simply because they are not fit. Someone has not played football for many years. They come in, they're trying to kick a ball, and then their muscles give way. Yeah, and then of course have a fully stocked first aid kit box. I know we have very many. I was thinking of a possibility of a standby ambulance if funds are bailed. Yeah, and then also another important thing is to lobby for an insurance partner. If you could reach out for an insurance partner, someone who can give us subsidized offer for insurance, that all the people who are in the league at least have some little bit of medical insurance, so that in case of anything you can run to IHK, to IMC, one of these medical facilities, and you're easily sorted. Yes. And then the just because of time, I really had a lot to say, but just because of time, there's also one important thing that also came up, was that we're ignoring the Milners, the old legends of ours. Okay, if you're new here, we have a club of Milners, the people who are the firstborns of this idea of Ug-Kop. So we had an idea that we should involve them in the league. Yeah, and what we came up with was if we could have, like we have a lady in each team, we could have a Milner in each team. It would be interesting. So we distribute the Milners across all teams instead of them having one
presented. You never know, it may some of those issues may appear as questions that come from the corporates who are online. I really didn't want us to go beyond the 2 hours to leave people set to make his presentation. Mr. Kawoshi, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Dennis, and the floor at large. This is my manifesto, and it's mainly going to be in form of objectives and plans. And the first objective, I intend to develop and implement a strategic growth plan. Most people design a strategic plan, but my intention is to develop a strategic growth plan. With this plan, it's going to help us to develop as the community of Liverpool. Through this, we shall have a comprehensive activity laid out, focusing on expanding our league influence. This could be regionally and nationally. And you remember recently we had some people who came in to play against us. The team was coming from Busega. So this means that there are other communities which are also organized as Liverpool supporters. So we hope with time to come, we shall also include them into our growth plan. And also with this plan, it is going to help us to boost the Ug-Kop leagues sponsorship, and also other stakeholders who may have intrinsic benefits into our ecosystem as the Liverpool supporters. And with this, we are looking at people, stakeholders like Standard Chartered. How do we bring it to be a part and parcel with the league, and how is it going to support us, and maybe some other interested stakeholders. But this is going to be based on setting up measurable goals and also enhancing the competitiveness of all the clubs that are going to participate into the Ug-Kop League. And with these initiatives, they're going to help us improve the league infrastructure. Then my second point is it's going to be an issue of finance. I intend to strengthen the financial stability of the league. Through this, we are looking at stability and transparency. Uh, Transparency being a fundamental issue in creating a stable league and a successful one. We intend to create with the team maybe I may be working with. We intend to we tend to build sustainable revenue streams, which are going to enable us to attract more partnerships, sponsors, media, and we see that the league is sustainable, whereby we don't always have to look into asking participants, hey, pay money for this, pay money for this. So this will also help us to secure a long-term investment out of the league. Then my second objective would be is going to mainly be uh, based on the issue of talent development and maybe youth engagement. It so happens that we've got some two interesting parties in our community. We have the millionaires, and we also have some people who come with their kids, who come with maybe their little brothers, I don't know. So we also need to see that these people are connected to the Ug-Kop. So this is going to, through this, we intend to create a pipeline that is going to be so essential for our future corporates. Because now if we also go and join the millionaires group, that means the shank is going to remain empty. So we need to create that pipeline. But in order to create that, we need to promote youth involvement. We need to, and through this, we need to first work onto the issue of the millionaires. Those who have kids, those who have children, they need to be coming with them. We also create them so that they may also be engaged. And through this, it's going to help us to create grassroots initiatives. Since the league we are playing is on the mass football kind of category. So this is going to help us to create a wonderful community as corporates, whereby the elders, they also play, the little ones, they play, even as the junior ones, we also engaged. Then my fourth point, objective, we I intend to increase on the fans engagement and also the league visibility. I want to give a great applaud to Mr. Lumbu Yelineka, who has always tried to capture moments for our gatherings, moments tours and all that. You see, some people are just so excited to see that I've taken a photo when I'm playing football. I've taken a photo while supporting my lovely club. So it so happens that we have a very wide database of over 200 fans. But when you go onto our Twitter handle and you see the Ug-Kop League, I think it is followed by, there could be like 30 people or 50. So through this, we intend to attract so many Liverpool fans. They need to start following our pages, our social media handles, both Instagram, Twitter, if Facebook is also available. They need to be following. They need to be followed so I intend to create a an exciting and a fan-centered event. This one, I want to explain a bit of it. You realize that all the league games in the season one we were playing in two fusion, but through this I look at incorporating in like a few match days. We can say now, like now this today's match day is going to be an open match day event, whereby maybe we go to go maybe like mobs or some other open gathering where we can have like the way these people organize the corporate leagues. I believe Mycom them a platform where they can also come and express their what could be my last point would be creating. I'm looking at creating an organizational excellence and integrity. This is one of so it is more of like creating an organization structure. So, but it's not just mere creating a structure that maybe the CEO, the assistant, the treasurer, and what have you. Looking at creating a structure that is going to be high performing. High performing is by getting someone like the way you see Lineker does whenever we are having match days, as we are busy shouting, supporting the team. For him is recording. He uses his phones. Once the phone gets done, he uses some other person's phone. He doesn't want to miss those moments. But some of us, we never uh, care about that. We just celebrate and go. But for him, he's so dedicated to that. So that is an example of the people, the kind of people I'm looking at, who are whom we intend to create a high performing organization structure. With this, it's going to emphasize high teamwork, accountability, and also innovative ideas. So with this, I do believe that it's going to this structure will be able will be with this it for listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Anthony and Agre. I hope Copa Itsi have taken note of what our colleagues have presented on what they want to add on to what the league has so far achieved. The question and answer session, which should take us about 1 hour. And the modus operandi will be that you raise your hand up. I know most of us are going to raise hands at the same time, and it will be who presents the question. But all of us will get opportunity to put across a few questions. I've seen Hack has already written one question in the message section. So Mr. Agra and Mr. Anthony, address yourselves to what Hack has put down. I'm going to start with the simple one, and it goes to both the contestants to briefly tell us your most relevant experience in sports management as of today. You can briefly tell us your most relevant experience or your last experience in sports management. I will start with you're welcome, Mr. Yagalizo Fune. You found us on along the way. Just feel comfortable in the question and answer session. So I will start with Anthony. You can tell us your most recent and relevant experience in sports management.
Thank you so much, Dennis. To deviate a bit away from my colleague, in my experience is a little bit broad, and it is both into the issue of agency, management, and also as a coach, and also as an instructor. So of recent, I've trained several football association, district football associations in Uganda. One of it being Jinja District Football Association, whereby I was training its leaders on how to manage the football issues in Jinja. And I've also trained executives of the Nakawa District Football Association here in Kampala. And apparently, I'm among the contestants who are going to be approved by FUFA as coaching instructors in the coming year. And then too, I've trained football academies in Ghana and Lesotho under the program of the UN, the program of UN Sports for Development, where I'm a UN sports instructor. I'm managing Motion Sports Africa Foundation Limited. It's an organization that is dedicated to promoting sports inclusion at all levels. Through this, we've got a soccer academy, which is called Motion Sports Africa, which is acting as our benchmarking football club, and apparently it is participating in the Uganda Futsal Uganda Cup. Apparently, we are onto the quarterfinals, which very soon we hope to win and head to the semis. And I've also been a football coach at Maidel Soccer Academy based at Old Kampala. And also, I've been coaching some few schools. Some are in Entebbe and also others are in Mitiana. Apparently, I also own my own football agents club and company, which is called Go Plus Sports Sports Agency. And through this, it is where I do handle the issues of selling football players abroad. And for those of you who are good at research, there is a profile, my profile on the transfer market. It's only that I don't know whether it would be visible for you. And then when you also go to the players agents, it's also a link where.
Thank you very much, Anthony. Over to you, Agre.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. For me, I don't come from a sports. I don't come from a sports background. I'm in a totally different field. Yeah, but relevant to this, the experience I have really is in building leagues. There are not very many alumni leagues, especially alumni leagues, corporate leagues around here where you don't find my hand plain or invisible, especially in strategy, in setup, and stuff like that. Yeah, which I usually do both on volunteer and part-time. Yeah, and then also relevant to this is I'm big on PR. Yeah, that's something I really do big. If you need brand PR, you want visibility. Yes, it's something I'm big on it. But there are very many leagues, Ganwa League, the Chihots, the what, very many of them that we've started, we've built up, and that's if I had the mandate, my main mandate would really be about strategy and setting the right system. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Agre. I'm going to invite corporates to pose their questions to any individual, to any of the contestants. The floor is now open. I may be off for about 5 minutes, but it shouldn't be a big concern. I have something small I have to attend to here, but the floor is open. Let us have members come in with their different questions. The modus operandi we said is by raising your hand and then you get picked. Yes, Martin.
Thank you, moderator. My first request is that before you go on, maybe you leave a standing moderator for us, because at times it gets confusing when there's no one in charge. However, little the time you'll be away. My observation.
Maybe exactly on that. The person is going to be Dora, who happens to be the manager of the week on one of the groups. Dora, you're going to take that. I'm delegating that responsibility to you for about 5-10 minutes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay. My observations from the manifestos of the two candidates we have today, I think they're both uniquely qualified for the job, and maybe it would be that to be a little unfortunate to miss out on either qualifications of the individuals that we have heard from. I don't know whether there's an opportunity for us to utilize both of them in this league. I know what we can do, because in my view both have unique qualities that would help our league so much. Yet we seem to be interested in picking just one of the two. Just my observation. Thank you.
Yes, Martin, thank you very much. That has been noted, and it will, if there is need for consideration of such an arrangement, still it will be looked into. Any other person with a question to put across?